So Admission, which is a comedy. Tina Fey stars as an admissions officer at Princeton University, which is notoriously hard to get into. The film opens with a setup. She must find the best minds in her region of the country in order to triumph over a rival, trying to find the best minds in a different region. There's a whole thing about the top job is going to be free and whoever it is that does best in it. So that's the basic setup. She is in a childless and apparently loveless relationship with the great Michael Sheen, and her own attitudes to kids, the reason she doesn't want kids, is pretty much coloured by her relationship with her mum, played by Lily Tomlin. As is the way with these kind of setups, at the very beginning, Paul Rudd gets in touch, says, we've just set up a new funky school. We want you to come and see our kids. The funky school happens to be near to where her mum lives. So there's a setup. She's got to go and get the great minds. She's got to go and visit this new college, and she's got to go and visit her mum. Here's a clip.
Mom? It's me.
Who?
How many people call you Mom?
Why didn't you tell me you were coming?
I left a message. I was visiting a school nearby.
I never check my messages.
That's good policy. Thought I'd spend the night if it's all right with you. I've got to get up very early and then hit a few schools and race back for Mark's department lunch.
How can you stand those English department gatherings? What could be more dull?
Sometimes you make sacrifices for the person you've been living with for 10 years. That's what a healthy relationship is, Mom.
Thank God I'm not in one of those.
Yes, thank God.
If I had to do what I'm supposed to be doing every minute of my life like you do, I'd kill myself.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Now that's the stuff.
Did Shakespeare write that?
I think he did. Because Portia, yeah. There's a thing in whichever book it is about a character being called Portia and the child saying, why have you named your daughter after a car? Anyway, never mind. So all that stuff is good. The problem with Admission is, on the one hand, I mean, if you have any knowledge of university admissions, you're sort of torn between, on the one hand, finding the sort of the in-jokes about university admissions, which is a nightmare both here and across the pond, apparently, and also realising that what this is giving you is, a fantastical fable-like story that has absolutely no bearing in reality whatsoever. I mean, what happens is that in this new college that's been set up by Paul Rudd, she finds this very smart kid who then, for reasons which I won't divulge for plot spoiler reasons, she then decides that it is going to be her mission to make sure that this one kid gets into Princeton, despite the fact that he clearly doesn't have, any chance because he doesn't have any of the sort of right academic background. And if you look at it as an overall film, it's very fluffy and very lightweight and, not particularly acerbic and kind of middle of the road. However, individual elements in it work well enough that no point in the film was I bored. I mean, I laughed an awful lot, and what you end up laughing at is the performances. Like, for example, Tina Fey and Lily Tomlin together on screen, they are worth the price of admission alone. And incidentally,
you can haggle though. You
can haggle. Yes,
I think that idea of Joss Whedon was terrific. You say it's £8 for me to come in. I think on balance, I'm prepared to offer you $6.50. Just see what happens. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
But I think that what that means is that it becomes a series of individual sketches which kind of work quite well. But overall, I mean, all the Paul Rudd stuff doesn't work so well. And the plot contrivances are very, very, they're signposted a long way in advance. The other thing is, at the end, it doesn't quite bottle out as much as a more mainstream movie would. I mean, it's directed by Paul Weitz, who actually, does have an edge to him. And so it's kind of standard odd couple fare. You can see the way the relationship with Paul Rudd's going to work out. You can see the way the relationship with the mum's going to work out. You can see the way the relationship with the kid's going to work out. All that stuff, no surprises there at all. A few knowing in-jokes about the collegiate admission system. Some very funny. Michael Sheen is very, very funny. Is this kind of henpecked, annoying, beardy professor. And there's lots of jokes about him running off with somebody who studies Virginia Woolf, who is referred to consistently as the Wolf Woman. I mean, all that stuff is fine and funny. Tina Fey obviously can do all this standing on her head and is a very, very likeable screen presence and very funny. So it's an unremarkable film, but made enjoyable and made watchable by the fact that those are some very good comedy performers